Hello and welcome to Between the Studs, and I have today Chris and just me and Chris.
Yep.
That's all you need, right? That's all
Wait,
you
is
need.
this Between the Studs?
This is Between the Studs right now. This box.
Oh, yeah. But is this a podcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say Between the Studs. Yeah.
Well, great. Awesome. It's good to be here.
Thank you for joining us. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while. All right. So today's podcast is all about the cool, the hard to get, the exclusive. You were saying that this box kind of represents what we're talking about today.
Yeah, just kind of, this was a movie, Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium. Now, I did you ever see this?
No.
I just vaguely remember it coming out, but I never watched it. It was 2007. My kids were too young to watch it at the time, but that's Dustin Hoffman. It shows movie pictures on the back. That's Dustin Hoffman there, and it's just kind of a weird book. It's a creator set, and it comes with all those different sets. And this wasn't exclusive. This was just, you could buy it from Lego.com back in 2007. But it's just weird.
It is weird.
Yeah.
Because they didn't make any other sets or licenses from that movie, right? It was just this.
Correct, yeah, just this. And it's got any Lego box with actual movie pictures on it is usually different. You don't see those a whole lot. So that's a brand new sealed set. It's only $60. That seems pretty reasonable for any of those mega Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium fans out there. I'm surprised you're not a big fan of that, Justin.
I like Wonder Emporiums. I frequent Wonder Emporiums. So that includes a book and a bunch of random pieces to build some of those models?
Yeah, I don't even think there's a book in there because it's not very heavy.
Okay. Oh, yeah. No.
It just comes with individual Lego sets. Those are all individual polybagged.
Oh,
Lego
really?
Sets
It's almost like an
there,
advent calendar.
Yeah. So instead of like a 3-in-1, it's a 8-in-1 or something.
Okay,
so,
interesting. Very strange.
Yeah.
We're starting it off right with something weird.
Yeah. I like this one a lot. This is super strange. This is Levi's Dots pack. Have you ever seen that?
Yes, I've seen people talk about it.
What did they say about it?
It was a tie-in with the Levi's. What was it? It was jackets and T-shirts. A Lego tie-in with jackets and T-shirts.
Yeah.
And I can't remember how you got that. You couldn't just walk up to the store and get that, right?
No. It must have been really exclusive because, for one, I haven't seen it except this one. But also, it's so expensive. It's $30 for 110 pieces.
It's dots, which is just, 1x1 tiles and quarter tiles and stuff. It's black, red, yellow, and the white ones have the Levi's symbol on it. Mm-hmm. So it makes it pretty special in that regard. But I think it came with the clothes.
I think you're right.
Right? It came packaged with the...
They did a collaboration, kind of like they have the Adidas collaboration right now. The Levi's collaboration was a patch that was attached to the clothing, and you could stick dots onto the patches to decorate your own Levi's. And they had a hat, a jacket, and something else.
How did it wash? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I know, right? It's one of those pieces of clothing I love this shirt, and it says, do not wash, do not dry.
Yeah. You wear to the club once and never again.
So that's a neat one, and that's the only one of those I've seen. Here's a real odd duck here, the Apollo Lunar Lander patch.
That is so cool. If you're a space fan, a Lego space fan, that is awesome. So it's modeled after the Lunar Lander, which they've made a couple of sets, right? They made a micro build, and then they made the big one.
And I believe they gave this to you for free when you bought it on Lego.com. And that's what a lot of these exclusive items are usually free. We get a lot of them because people got them and they never asked for them. So they were like, I'll just bring it to the Lego store and trade it in. And usually it could be something that's relatively cheap. There's a lot of stuff we see just tons of that were free gifts, but then other times they're really nice
So
gifts.
That's interesting. How do we price those gift with purchase ones? Because some of them you don't know how popular they will become. I'm thinking of the more recent ones.
This was the most recent one that I've gotten in the store that I've noticed. This guy's really recent, the Fifth Avenue Lego store guy. I think he just came out this past summer. and somebody brought them in, and you could only get them at the Fifth Avenue Lego store, right?
Yes, it was. I wrote it down. It was at the Fifth Avenue, New York City flagship store, and there's 2 more of these. They gave one out at Warsaw, and you said that's Poland.
Yeah.
And the Scotland store in Edinburgh.
Okay. So it says Fifth Avenue on the tile.
And I assume that's printed, not
so
a
this
sticker.
would be an exclusive to the Fifth Avenue store. So then they did 2 other stores.
Yeah.
To me, that's actually pretty ugly.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of that
At
Lego
least
store employee.
give us some stickers for the face.
Yeah.
I mean, something.
That's not the best looking
No.
model or free gift they've ever done.
No. Going back to my question, how do we price those? So we have like the sailing ship. We have that cool little 1950s, 60s car that came out several months ago. They have the sailing ship. They're all different piece counts. They're all different box sizes. But we tend, at least from what I've noticed, to always price them around $40 when they first come into the store. Where do you get that price? How do we... Get me inside your head.
Well, that's a good question. So with those free gifts from purchase... And a lot of this stuff was free, and it was a free gift with purchase, but it's a little more exclusive than your typical free gift with purchase. So that's another podcast. That's another, there's all these different free gift with purchases that they're always giving out. They're a little more common than others, like the Amelia Earhart and the sailboat and the classic 1950s car that they've done recently. All very popular sets. The Charles Dickens one was very popular. But they're a little more common. These are ones that you could only get either a long time ago or, which a long time ago for Lego is like, what, 10 years?
Yeah. Now it's getting 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. Or you had to be in a certain spot or buy something specific. So we're going to save that stuff for another day.
So we'll do another gift with purchase.
But that question still applies to where we're at with these. So like Silver Centurion is a good example. When this first came out, I think you had to get the Lego Avengers Age of Ultron video game that came out. They gave this to you at GameStop as a free gift with purchase, right? So when this first came out, it was about $40. Right, like you said, that $40 ballpark usually is where something is at. Now, we price ours based on what it's selling for online.
Okay.
So that's where we get our price. Simple answer, right? But sometimes when something's brand new, it's hard to judge the price because it just came out and there's not a sales history. You can see what people are asking for it, but you don't know how that price will sustain in the future. Either it's going to go up or it could go down depending on how many Lego made. And Lego doesn't release production numbers.
Yeah.
So this one is a good example because it came out, it was like the Silver Centurion was a $40 polybag. It's an awesome figure. It's a really, really cool figure. So it was popular because of that. Then it went away. You didn't see it for a while. It went up in value probably to $80 maybe. And then GameStop had them again. They just had them at random, and you could walk into GameStop. This is like a year or two later. So this came out in 2015. And I think it was 2018. You could walk into a GameStop, and all of a sudden they just got all these leftovers.
Extra, yeah.
They had extras. And you could walk in and ask for them, and they would give you one for free. And sometimes they would give you multiples for free.
So we got inundated with them.
We got inundated. People were bringing them in and getting store credit for them. And at that point in time, because they went back out on the market, the prices started to go back down. Well, now they're gone again, and the price is starting to go back up on him because he is still a really exclusive, hard-to-find figure. He's $60 right now, and we sell him all the time for $60. But he's been more expensive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does at least with the initial pricing, does the cost of how to get it crazy effect? Like for this is a $60 video game versus a $25 book for some of it. So that weighs into it as well.
For sure, that and how exclusive something is. Like this minifigure has all exclusive parts, pretty much. I think almost everything is exclusive to this figure that you're seeing here, except like his hands and the studs that are on his hands. Whereas here's a polybag here, and these polybags are really neat. I like them a lot. Have you ever seen those?
Those come with the magazines, right? The Lego magazines?
Yeah, but only in England.
Really?
Or England or Europe.
Okay.
We don't get them here in the United States.
I've seen some of the Ninjago ones at Publix.
Okay, it's a European magazine. I think it's English. that they sell here, and if they're selling it here, you can get them
Oh,
in that
okay.
magazine. But they're originating overseas,
Really?
so we're not seeing them in the United States as much. In fact, this was not even made by Lego. This was made by Blue Ocean Entertainment. It says manufactured under license from the Lego Group, Stuttgart, Germany. But all they did is they took the very common Lego Batman figure, and that's the same thing with both of these, and they put them in a special package.
I was going to ask, that's the only thing special about it, is the packaging.
The packaging, yeah. And you see that on a lot of this exclusive stuff, is it's just special packaging. And it does look cool. That is cool packaging.
Yeah.
You know? But the figure itself is not, and it says right on it, limited edition. Mm-hmm. But the only thing limited edition about this is its package.
Is the package. These
are really cool, and I like them a lot, and people go nuts over them. They buy the magazine to get these, so it works.
So, but just to be clear what you said, this is legitimate Lego.
Yeah,
you
it's
said
legitimate Lego.
It's not made, you said it wasn't made by Lego, but you meant the packaging in the magazine.
The packaging wasn't.
But it is legitimate Lego.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of which, exclusive packaging, a lot of your San Diego Comic-Con sets, New York Comic-Con sets are not really, the parts are not exclusive. It's just the packaging that's exclusive. So this is the Boba Fett and Han Solo and Carbonite exclusive set, and I'm not seeing really any exclusive parts in there except a couple of the printed parts. You know, Han Solo's eyes and Boba Fett's belt and the ding on his helmet.
And they made a regular Boba Fett by himself, right? Brickhead.
Yeah.
So, but he was slightly different. The print was different, or do you know?
Probably. I don't.
Okay.
I'm assuming so. I would hope so, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got this set here's worth like $500. Just the Brickheadz themselves might be what? Not even $100.
And this one's super special because it's signed.
Yeah, this is autographed by the set designer. Now, this set here is interesting because we have sold it before, and we've gotten it back. And I love getting sets back like this because this is a really cool set. We actually just got this back recently.
Not the same one, right?
Yeah, it's actually the same one.
It's actually the same one?
The people who get it, they like holding on to it for a while, and then they're done with it, and they give it back to us.
Really? It's just so they can say, it's mine, take a couple pictures with it?
And that's happened a number of times.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But this one's sealed, and it's numbered, number 2567.
Wow.
And it's basically, so let's say these, the pieces are worth maybe $100. So you're talking about this package being worth $450.
Wow.
Just because it's exclusive packaging.
And it's sealed, and it's really nice packaging. It's not your typical Lego packaging at all. It's much thicker. It's got the tape around the bottom, and look at that.
Yeah.
That's like a hard plastic. Nice.
Some other examples of that are, let's see, this Black Friday set here. I was really disappointed with this Black Friday set. It's like, what is that? It's like a Roman chariot?
It came out with the Colosseum. I think you had to buy the Colosseum.
Yeah.
At the time, it was the largest Lego set ever made. You'd think with a set that big and that expensive, they would give you something better than this.
The print on the torso is not even a Roman print, I don't think. I think it was kind of a common print.
Yeah, and it's a knight helmet. It's the wrong era.
Yeah.
It's totally, they gave you brick-built horses instead of real horses. Real Lego horses, anyway.
Yeah.
This was super disappointing. If I bought the Colosseum for this, or waited to buy the Colosseum for that.
So this is 127 parts. That might be a $10 to $15 retail set, yet it's $70.
Yeah.
Which means the packaging is $50 to $60. So.
Yeah.
So a lot of these exclusive sets, you're just getting special packaging.
And they all have the same kind of packaging with the yellow border. They did that for a while for some reason. They're all the same box size. And maybe that's why this Black Friday was so small, is they had to keep it within this constraints they made for themselves.
But what's nice is with them putting common parts in these sets is that you can build them yourself for much cheaper by sourcing the parts. You're just not going to have that exclusive tile that says Yoda's lightsaber, which you could buy that tile possibly on the secondhand market for cheaper. I don't know.
Yeah.
But one of our employees actually made the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Ultron throne room. And this was a San Diego Comic-Con set, and even the figures. It came with all the figures, and they were not exclusive to that set.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of like this Black Widow San Diego Comic-Con set. A lot of these sets do not have exclusive figures.
It's just the packaging.
Yeah, it's just the packaging.
So this is an exact replica of a super exclusive, hard-to-get set. All common pieces.
Yeah, all common pieces. It might have had a plaque originally, but that's what you're not getting is that plaque.
Okay.
So, but, I mean, if this were the real thing, it would probably be like $500 or $600.
Wow.
But since it's a replica, it's $120. But it could be all the same parts.
Yeah.
So the packaging is what you're not getting. So if you ever do get a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive or a limited edition set, keep the packaging, because the packaging is what makes it expensive.
Okay.
Again, with the San Diego Comic-Con figures, here is Black Lightning. The packaging is very, very important for these guys because they can easily be counterfeit figures, and as long as you have that packaging, it makes it a little more legit. You know, you also want provenance to go along with it. Who got that figure? Where did it come from?
Yeah.
We always get provenance when we get really expensive figures. Like this is the Toy Fair Captain America. I know the name of the person who got this at that Toy Fair. He's worth probably close to $1,000. And if you're paying $1,000 for something, you want to know where it came from.
And you've mentioned this before in our previous podcast, but those often are not made by Lego. They're on Lego parts, but they're made by these smaller printing.
They're printed by customizers, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so because of that, anyone with access to those printers can make their own.
Correct.
So it's hard to determine whether it's a real one or not. That's why you have to have the provenance.
Yeah. If you watch like Pawn Stars or American Pickers, you know, they usually try to get a story.
Yeah,
to
what's
go
the story
along
behind this? Yeah.
with the product. Also, a lot of our Comic-Con exclusive stuff will come from somebody that is either famous or relative of somebody famous. That's why they were at that Comic-Con. Or they'll work for Marvel. We had the photographer for Marvel Studios. He just was at all the Comic-Cons and he was getting these exclusive figures over the years, and he came in and traded them all in. We gave him a lot of money in store credit for him.
What did he buy with it? Do you remember?
He bought thousands of dollars worth of cheap castle figures for his daughter so he could build her a big castle.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, he got hundreds and hundreds of castle figures, so it was a win-win.
Speaking of Comic-Con exclusives, we have that PlayStation 4 Spider-Man.
Yeah, that was the PS4 Spider-Man. San Diego Comic-Con exclusive in 2019. That was right before the pandemic. And these have gone up so much, especially because of the pandemic. And the newer ones that came out when they canceled the Comic-Cons aren't as expensive because they were easier to get. You didn't have to go to the Comic-Con to get them. So kind of like this Black Widow set here, I think they were selling that on Lego.com.
Yeah. And
it's only a $90 set, whereas if you had to go to the Comic-Con to get this, it would probably be like a $400 set. That's what the DC fandom Supergirl, you know, they did an online drawing for that, and she has gone up in price a lot, but not as much as like the Spider-Man.
So for her, you still had to win the drawing, whereas the Black Widow, as long as you got on the website in time, anyone could get it. Okay.
Yeah, and actually, you know, sometimes you have to get on there in time. I think that was around for a long time.
Yes, it was.
It didn't fly off the shelf.
Yeah, the Wonder Woman was like that too, right? Tell me about this little minifig Hulk.
From what I remember, this was the first one that comes to my mind when they started giving away the Marvel superheroes polybags. So this is from 2012. That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
That was the same year that they came out with the exclusive Iron Man and Captain America from New York Toy Fair. It was free with purchase.
Okay.
So they gave it away on the website, but they really did not make very many of these. I think you had to spend like $50 and you got one. This would have been the first Hulk ever. So this one actually used to be worth more money, but since they've been coming out with better Hulks, he's gone down in value.
What's so crazy to me is that they show a picture of Hulk on there as the big fig.
Yeah.
But, of course, they're not going to give a big fig in a polybag, so they make him... So he's like... It shows how he's wrong.
Yeah. And they do that a lot with the comic book version of the minifigure, they'll put it in a polybag instead of coming out with it in a set, because people want the movie versions. You know, in the store, they want to buy whatever's popular.
Yeah, it's what the kids know.
Yeah. Speaking of the comic version, there's the comic version of Hank Pym, Giant Man. This was another rare one. I never really saw this very much. This might be the only one we've ever had. I think we've had 1 or 2 of these. For a polybag, a modern polybag, they're not worth as much as they used to be because I think they're making more of them. But for a modern polybag, that's pretty expensive one.
$30 is a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was one where you had to buy the video game. In fact, there's a code down here. I think it's a video game code to probably unlock that figure in the game.
Wonder if it still works. What era is this? What age is this?
2017. So
Okay.
I guess that's pretty old for Lego now. We've got the green arrow there. I think that was a convention giveaway.
Oh, okay, that's why it says limited edition on it.
Yeah, and that was a pretty limited edition, and it seems like if it was a convention giveaway that it should be more limited than the Supergirl was. The Supergirl, they put in actual boxes. I think it was the PS4 boxes. They actually put the polybag inside certain boxes with the Lego Dimensions starter kit. But the Supergirl is worth a lot more than Green Lantern.
Just because of the character, or how hard it was to get?
I don't know. I like Green Arrow better. I mean, but that's just me. The stand itself is probably $20.
Wow.
Those stands are, the exclusive Dimension stands are getting pretty expensive because you don't need the figure to play the game. You need the stand.
Yes. Let us know. Is anyone still playing the game? Is anyone still playing Dimensions?
I think they are. We're selling we still sell them every week. We're selling the stands, we're selling the games, we're selling the figures. But not only are people playing the game, but they're also just collecting all the figures with their stands. And if you want them all, you've got to get the exclusive ones.
Yeah.
Speaking of something that's expensive because people want them all, we are purposefully not doing much Star Wars exclusives because we're not talking about them because there's so many.
Yes.
We do have the Brickheadz one because that's pretty unique. This is one of the 20th anniversary sets. It was a polybag that they gave you if you bought that Droid, what was it, the Droid Developer Kit?
Oh,
the new one, the new Droid Developer Kit.
Yes, okay. That was the one with the motorized, you could make 3 different droids.
Yes.
Not at the same time, but
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so this one, for what you get, it's very expensive. It's $70, and we've probably sold a dozen of these. And there's nothing exclusive in this polybag.
Really? Not even the print on R2D2 is
the only special thing. No, the R2D2 is common. The only special thing is there's a 20th anniversary tile in there that makes this one of the 20th anniversary sets. And if you want all the 20th anniversary sets, which a lot of people do, then you've got to get this exclusive polybag that you had to buy that Droid Developer Kit to get. So that makes this bag very sought after and expensive.
But not even that tile is exclusive because it came in the other 20th.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is sealed for $70.
Yeah. And that's one that, when it first came out, it was very expensive. I think it was over $100 we were selling it for. Yeah. And I couldn't believe it. A lot of other people that were trading it in, they couldn't believe how much money we were giving them for it. And then it has fallen down because the availability has, after they sold all the sets and gave them away with the set and that promotion ended, I guess they had extra polybags that they put out there on the market.
Might have been another way to get them later.
So that's something we see a lot. They'll be expensive when they first come out. They'll go down a little bit once they're out there. And then once they're off the market, then they go back up in price. So a good example of that, I wish I had one to show here at the podcast, but the Darth Revan polybag from Star Wars. Darth Revan's from the Old Republic, and he's not a well-known character. So when he came out, he wasn't super popular. I think he was only popular because he looked so cool. Yeah. And of course, Darth. So there's got to be something relation to Darth Vader, right? So when he came out, his polybag was in that $40 to $50 ballpark. And I think it was a May the 4th Be With You exclusive from Lego. You spent $50, you got a free Darth Revan polybag. Well, he went off the market. He went up in value. And then a year later, maybe 2 years later, they came back out with him again, the exact same polybag. They had leftovers. And I think it was a Force Friday, September 30th, where they come out with the new fall sets. And if you spend a certain amount of money, they gave you a Darth Revan polybag again. And so his value
dropped.
I don't know if it dropped, but it stayed low for longer than normal, in that $40 to $50 ballpark. But now, I mean, that was it. They got rid of them all. And now you can't get them anywhere, and his value's got to be over $100. I wouldn't know because we haven't had them in a while.
Wow.
Yeah. But I was at Brick World Chicago one year. I have no idea what year it was, but it must have been the year they released Darth Revan. And somebody came up to me with a sealed box of, I think there was 50 total Darth Revan polybags. And I gave him a lot of money for them. It was in the thousands. But it took us 2 years to sell them. And even with having that many and as popular as he is, it still took us 2 years because he was out there on the market. There's plenty of them out there. I probably wasn't the only one with 50, but now there's probably nobody left. With 50 Darth Revan polybags.
Martian Manhunter polybag, and that was just like buy anything over whatever money, and you got it. If they ran out, I remember because I called. I said, "Hey, if I order this, do you guys still have this guy? I want him." And they said, "Oh, we ran out. You can get Superman's father, Kal-El, or Jor-El.
Yeah.
You could get him instead," which I didn't know they did that sometimes. Maybe they don't do that anymore. If they run out of one, they just go to the next one. Is that still a common practice? Do they do that anymore?
I don't know because I don't buy from Lego.
Oh, yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised, though, knowing Lego. They're a good, solid company.
Okay.
They almost always give you something for free when you buy stuff. So and again, that goes back to us getting a lot of stuff, the free gifts in, because they never asked for them.
Yeah. That's so bizarre because to me, I'm a sucker for these exclusive gift with purchase things, but other people are not. And I guess that mentality didn't dawn on me that some people are like, I didn't want this. You guys want it?
Yeah. Right now we're getting those sailboats in. And they're awesome.
Yeah, yes.
That is amazing free gift. It's big. It's a lot of pieces. It's a big set for a free gift.
Comes with an animal. It comes with... it's gorgeous.
That will go up in price.
Yeah.
The car's going to go up. That Amelia Earhart set. The Charles Dickens is going to skyrocket.
You know what didn't go up, though? A set, another gift with purchase that actually has been out for several years. I actually traded mine in for the sailboat here. It's the same price, that train.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think it's been out long enough.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it'll go up.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think people liked it as much, though. It doesn't look as cool as the sailboat. It's a recreation of a very specific Lego set. I don't know which one, because I'm not into Lego trains.
So that is an older Lego set, a recreation of an older Lego set. And older Lego sets, in general, didn't look as good as they do today.
Yeah.
And so when we were getting exclusive items ready for this podcast, I was passing up a lot of the old 80s and 90s promotional stuff because they just don't look that good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're not, and because of that, they're not as expensive either as some of the newer stuff that they're coming out with.
You think that train will go up eventually?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
100%.
Okay, interesting. All right. Maybe I shouldn't have traded in. I like the sailboat.
Yeah.
I like the sailboat better.
I mean, you gotta do what you
That's
like,
right.
So we have covered this whole mess on the table here. Let's stay with some of these poly bags.
Okay.
Do you remember where this came out?
I don't know. It's the Dr. Wu...
Dr. Wu from Jurassic World. That was the first movie that came out, and it had the mosquito in amber.
Which is awesome.
Which is really awesome,
orange crystal piece.
And given the size of the poly bag, I could almost guarantee you this came out with either the movie or the video game.
Okay.
Because it's
really a tiny,
small. Yeah, they also came out with, that year, they came out with a Galamatris trap, I think, which was the little dinosaur. Not the baby dinosaur, but the little rubber one.
Yes, yeah.
And that it's only $14.99. I don't think that figure was exclusive to this poly bag.
It wasn't. Okay.
No.
Was that amber piece?
It might have been.
Okay.
It might have been. But I mean, that's why it's not that expensive.
I didn't realize that character was in the first one from '93. That's what
Oh,
somebody
really?
told me. Like the guy where Dr. Grant's reaching over with the raptors, and he goes, "What is this?" And he goes, "It's a raptor." That character is Dr. Wu.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what
Alright.
somebody told me. If it's the same guy, might even be the same actor. I'm not sure, but he's a reoccurring.
That's pretty interesting.
Character.
Yeah.
Fact check me on that. I'm not 100%. So we have a couple of Hobbit.
Yeah,
And
that
Lord of the
is
Rings.
the Good Morning Bilbo, which $25 for that is pretty high. So that's gone up. I think Lord of the Rings in general is going up in value. That's why this is going up. But if you ordered the board game, then you got the Polybag. This is a really cool minifigure because he's got that patchwork sweater.
Yes.
Which is just so neat. He's got the printed arms, which is pretty special.
And especially for that
this
time.
Especially for this time, yeah. This is 2014. That's
Yeah.
quite a while ago.
And I love when they keep it exclusive. They've never
Yeah.
come out with that Bilbo again.
They did, yeah. And in fact, one of the most expensive Lord of the Rings Hobbit figures is that blue jacket. Mm-hmm. Is it Bilbo or Frodo?
I think it's Bilbo.
Bilbo that came with the movie. That's like $80-some, and you could buy that at Target.
Okay, so that is an interesting question. Please explain to me what your guess is. Both of these were relatively easy to get. Both of these came out, I guess, around the same time. Why is this one $25 and the other one is...
Yeah, I think this one's better than the other one.
Okay.
But remember, Lego doesn't release production numbers, so and we get a lot more of these in than we do the Blue Jacket Bilbo. They must not have made as many Blue Coat
Okay.
Bilbos.
So that is totally scarcity then.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
that number is based on how many are out there.
We just have to assume that scarcity.
Okay.
Because they're not numbered. There could be an infinite amount out there. But Lego does number some of their exclusive items.
Good segue.
Yeah.
You're like a professional DJ.
And this is one of them. This is the Target exclusive Brickheadz. And Target does a lot of exclusive stuff. What Target did is for their red card members, I'm a red card member, so I remember when this happened, you had basically 2 or 3 days to order. You could order one of these. And I'm pretty sure you bought it. You just bought the whole thing direct. And it wasn't expensive. It was maybe $10 or $20. And you could only buy one as a red card member, I think.
They didn't let you buy one of
No,
each? Or
one of each.
Okay.
And they were gone. I tried getting them early on, and it was just the site was so jam-packed. And, sometimes phone apps don't work very well. I never actually got one. And I started trying early on. They went really fast. So there were only 5,000 of them made. And I don't know how many red card holders there are, but there's probably hundreds of thousands of red card holders. So.
And we just recently got all 4 of them. However, someone bought the Emmett. He told me on the live stream, he said that was the one he didn't have. He had all of them,
cool.
so he bought our
All right.
Emmett.
Yeah, we've
recently.
gotten these in a few times.
Yeah.
This might be the 3rd time we've had these in since they came out. They came out during the second Lego movie. You can tell that because of Sweet Mayhem here. Mm-hmm. And this is a really good example of how the popular characters are worth more than the less popular characters, even though they made the same amount of each. So they only made 5,000 of each of these. They're all individually numbered. This is number 4,456. And Sweet Mayhem is not as popular as Benny. Benny is $135.
Yeah.
Sweet Mayhem is $100.
Yeah.
And these have always been that same price since they came out.
Wow, they have
Yeah.
not gone up.
So that came out in, when did the Lego Movie 2 come out? In 2019. They've always been the same price.
So opposite problem.
Ballpark, same price.
Opposite problem of Bilbo. These are totally based on the popularity of the character.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Those are awesome. And those are sealed.
Yeah,
Every
those are
single one
sealed,
of those are sealed. Have we ever gotten a built one?
No.
don't-
I would not open those. Also, numbered items. We've got a Lowenstein Castle. Was one of the Bricklink exclusive sets. It's gone up in value about twice as much since we sold the first one. I think we sold the first one before quarantine, and a lot of things like this went up during quarantine. And I believe this went up almost double the price. It's at $900 now. And this is numbered. It says number 902 over there in the front corner.
Oh, wow.
and it's got a...
They just wrote on it with Sharpie.
Yeah. It's got a holographic seal on it over here. I don't know how many they made, but I don't think they could have made too many, because this is one of the reasons that I think Lego bought Bricklink, is because these might have... This is all just rumor that I hear, but these sets were so hard to put together and source all the parts for that they lost money on them. Because this was 2015 parts, and I think it was only $200. That's Lego retail price. Well, I'm not sure where they sourced the parts from, but if they sourced them from Bricklink, they lost a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, you said that on our previous podcast. What's odd about Bricklink is Bricklink itself doesn't actually have any bricks.
Yeah.
They have to buy them from other people.
They have to buy them from other people.
So from when they made their own set, they actually were upside down, so much so that they had to sell the company, is the rumor.
That's what I've heard, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's true or not. In my opinion, this was the coolest one.
Yeah.
Of course, because it's a castle.
Yes.
But I'm still not a huge fan of this set because they made it a castle in modern time, I think. Those look like modern people in front of the castle. And I like knights and stuff. I like big, huge castles with knights.
Yeah.
And this isn't like a warring castle.
Yeah.
You know. Said we would talk about the Target exclusive cubes here. They came out with 2 of these, and they were pretty easy to get at the time. I think you could buy them for $10 at Target or at Target.com. I remember getting hundreds and hundreds of these, and because they were so easy to get.
You just walked up and bought them off the shelf, right?
Yeah, you just walked up and bought them off the shelf. Sometimes you had to ask for them, kept them behind the counter. But I got hundreds of these myself, and they took years and years to go up in price. So they came out in 2015, and I would say maybe 5 years to go up in value, to really go up in value. I couldn't sell them for $15. I was just trying to get almost my money back on some of them. The Superboy, this was the first cube they came out with. The Superboy and the Lloyd are now up to like $30-$40 each per figure. Yeah, I think it's their popularity. I think that's the only Superboy they've ever come out with, and the only Lloyd they ever came out with. So in 2015, Ninjago just was not as popular at the time.
That's the only Lloyd in that outfit,
that
right?
dragon suit Lloyd.
Okay.
Yeah.
But these 2 aren't exclusive, right? Or are they?
You know, the Chima figure actually was exclusive. They're just not popular.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know if the police guy is exclusive, but he doesn't look exclusive.
And out of the 2, this is the more expensive one because of Superboy and Lloyd?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so the other one, we have it upstairs, but I didn't even bother bringing it down because it had Lightning Lad in it, I think.
Yeah.
And Lightning
Who's
Lad?
Lightning Lad?
That, whereas Superboy is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's getting very popular right now.
I saw HBO. It's getting the new season of Young Justice.
I didn't know that,
animated.
but he is in the Titans.
Yes, he's in Titans, and that version of him is the Young Justice.
So this whole cube now is $80.
Sealed. That's a sealed one.
Sealed, yeah. And those figures alone are probably worth about $80.
Wow.
So we actually thought we sold all these back when we were selling for $15 each, and we found them in our stock room recently. We found 2 or 3 of them, and it was like, yes!
It's like gold.
We just found some sets yesterday that had gone up in value a lot.
Nice.
We didn't know we had them still in that stock room. While we're on DC, I guess we could talk about that Batmobile back there.
Yes!
This is worth more money than I thought it should be. To me, it was funny because when you bought the big UCS Batmobile, you got one of these for free. Well, who wants a little one when you get the big UCS huge one, right? So I don't think very many people did want it because we've gotten tons of these in, but they sell right away. So I think either you want the big one or you want this one, but not necessarily both.
Oh, okay.
So this one is $200 now, and it's actually gone up in price. When it first came out, it was like $130 or $120, but that's still a lot of money for a set with no minifigures that's 366 parts.
For a limited edition gift with purchase, this is huge.
Oh, yeah.
They usually don't do this.
Yeah.
This big. I mean, this looks like a regular retail box size. Like a regular $30, $40 box size. To give that away for a limited time with another set is kind of unusual.
Yeah.
And $200, wasn't that set $250 or $220?
Yeah.
So it's almost as much as that set.
Yeah, and I think it's going to hold its value too because it was hard to get.
Mm-hmm.
You had to buy a big Lego set to get it, and then I haven't seen them flood the market with these at all. So they must have given them all away. And it has that UCS plaque.
Which is stickered, it looks like.
It is stickered, but
Okay.
it's people love those. Any sets that have those.
What's interesting to me about this is the only officially licensed Tim Burton Batmobile, but they have made Batmobiles that were easy to get, that were very similar to the Tim Burton Batmobile.
Yeah, you got that gold Michael Keaton.
Yes,
logo
and
on
then
there.
Michael Keaton on the side
Yep.
there. So
I like
that's
that,
sealed.
and I think it's going to hold its value. I don't know if it'll go up any more than that, but it'll at least hold its value. And then we get these Super Mario
Yes,
sets here.
it's me.
This is, it's Mario, so these could definitely hold their value because it's such an iconic thing. The movie's coming out soon with Chris Pratt. And these
Is it Jack Black Bowser or something?
Yeah, yeah, I love Jack Black. And so these, there were two different ways to get these two sets. These two, like this is $120, and that's like a $20 retail set.
And
in the
this
store.
is special limited edition Toad's Special Hideaway.
Yeah, and I think they gave you that when it was a free gift with purchase
Oh, okay.
off the Lego website.
Did you have to buy Mario to get it?
You had to spend $60, which isn't much.
Okay.
It was a great free gift with purchase, but the way they did it is that Mario starter set was $60. So basically, you buy that $60 set and they give you that.
This exclusive. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and the $60 set is still $60, but this one's $120.
Yes.
So it pays. If you think about it, it does pay to be in the know
And get
with
those.
when Lego is coming out with all these free gifts
Yeah.
with purchase, even if you don't want it.
I follow some Lego YouTubers, and they're in the know with a lot of that stuff. They'll tell you. But a lot of times Lego will announce that, or it'll be on their calendar, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of these, they'll let you know that it's coming out. However, the BAM figures, they do not. As far as I know, you just have to go to the store and find out for yourself.
Correct. And BAM figures are, for people who don't know, are the build a minifigure figures. They've started over the past couple years putting exclusive parts that you can only get in their build a minifigure bins. And they're called BAM figures. And so one of our employees was at the Lego store this past weekend, and she asked for the BAM figures or BAM exclusive parts, and because maybe she didn't see them in their minifigure building station. And the employee who knew, he's worked there for a long time, I think he's an assistant manager, he was like, BAM figures, what's that?
That's what people call them. That's what people call them, man. So this one is where is the... Monty Mole and Super Mushroom. Expand your starter course. Does it say exclusive anywhere on this?
This might have been, you'd think it would say San Diego Comic-Con exclusive if it were, but it was something like that. It was harder to get than this one here.
Okay.
But it was still a free gift with purchase.
Okay. That's sealed as well for $150.
And these go up and down pretty quick because they're new. So they're getting out there, and people are realizing either how hard they are to get or how easy they are to get. So these prices could be old, or they could be too low, or they could be too high. We don't know. Things will go up in value while it's sitting in our case, or they'll go down in value, and we don't even know. It's hard to keep track of everything. You know?
And you said a lot of people are buying these buildable Mario characters just for them. Like they don't care about the game or the sets.
Correct, because they are considered minifigures. So that Toad that's right there is a minifigure. And then the Monty Mole is a minifigure. So this actually comes with two minifigures in it.
And we've gotten the Bowser Castle a couple of times, and whenever we sell the Bowser separately, he's gone.
Bowser, yeah, he's really popular. Yoshi, Bowser, Mario.
Have you tried this at all? Have you played with
really
it?
want to. I mean, it looks cool. The Mario is neat. I mean, he lights up and everything. It looks neat. So I've heard it's pretty fun.
What else do we have, sir?
This is a pretty I mean, this fits right into what we're talking about here. You could only get this in Brazil during the Olympics, the 2016 Olympics. These were the mascots. And I was a little disappointed with this set. Those are stickers.
Mm-hmm.
So basically the only exclusive thing that I'm aware of in this set were the stickers.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like they look like Mixels.
Yeah, they do.
It's got a hologram on it that says Rio 2016. So that's pretty cool. But you always found price tags. I think they sold these in all the stores in Brazil. And you always found the Brazilian price tags on them.
Could you get these in the U.S. at all?
Only on the secondary markets.
Oh, okay. So you
So-
couldn't get it from the Lego store or anything.
We actually have a toy shop that we're partnered with in Brazil that we were sending American items to, and this was the first thing he was able to send us in return. So we got a lot of these sets. And this is another one that started out being expensive because you couldn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Then who really cares about the Rio 2016 Olympics anymore?
Yeah.
Not a lot of people. So it's going to hold its value. It's at $40 right now. That seems kind of cheap for an exclusive set
Yeah.
that was only
This is not even in this
available
country.
in Brazil.
Yeah.
So that's probably a good deal. I wouldn't be surprised if that's gone up a little bit.
Who does there's a picture of what they're supposed to look like, and it's a pretty good recreation, but they look like Adventure Time characters. I mean, they're bizarre looking.
Yeah. That was the official mascots of the Brazil Olympics.
Of course, we can't talk, right? Because we had what's his face for the Atlanta '96 Olympics. That ugly thing.
I was in Atlanta
Okay.
in '96.
You look him up. It's hideous.
So I don't remember what you're talking about.
It's. I mean, at least this is something like recognizable. That's a cat. That's a shrub. That thing we had was just a thing.
Yeah. Well, the 90s.
Yes,
You know how the 90s were.
Yeah.
Let's see. We've got a few things here that are pretty cool. That's the I Heart New York Statue of Liberty magnet. I think you could only get that in New York City.
They still sell that or not?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think. I'm pretty sure they don't.
Okay. How about those exclusive? Oh, you brought them out. Okay.
There's another one. I Heart New York exclusive magnet. You could only get at the Lego stores in New York. And then I Heart Orlando. And this is interesting. It may be the year that it came out. I don't know. This is 2011. This is 2012. Also, New York is more populated than Orlando, but New York is twice the price as Orlando.
Do those Legoland exclusive ones come in very often? Do those go up in value?
The ones that
You have to go to Legoland to get in Orlando? It's not in Orlando, but...
they're still they're selling them at Target right now.
Okay.
And that's not Legoland. It says right on the box, you have to go to Legoland to
Yeah.
get this set. But I'm at Target in Noonan, Georgia.
Yeah. Supposedly, I went to Legoland recently. Supposedly, a woman told me that contract's about to end soon, in the next couple of months, is what she said.
Okay.
I don't know if she knows.
The sets themselves also are not great sets. They're more or less like creator style sets.
Yes.
So I don't see them going up in value.
The big one with the train tracks, that was over 100 pieces for under $100, and it did come with the new roller coaster in gray. That was the one
roller
I felt
coasters
like.
and trains. That's definitely different. Yeah.
I would say if you're only gonna buy one, get that one. That was the only one I got.
Speaking of good value, I like this guy right here.
Oh, that's so cool.
That is a huge polybag. I don't know.
It's hefty. 205 pieces.
They did make a lot of those. We're getting a lot in the store. We're selling it for $20. You could probably find it for cheaper, but after you pay shipping, it's probably going to be about $20. But $20 is about the retail price on that because it's 10 cents per part, 205 pieces, and you get a minifigure and a lot of really exclusive pieces.
The printed
parts.
mini sets on the tiles.
You actually get two minifigures because you get the monochrome red figure and you get the Lego Store employee.
How did you get this originally? Did you have to be a new subscriber? Okay.
Yeah, free with purchase. They just they were giving them
To VIP members.
for a long period of time. They were also giving them away. So like some things they only gave away for 2 days. Whereas this one it was a couple months
in a row.
But this is still a affordable price. I would, if you like it, I would buy it and hold on to it. It's a really cool build, and I don't think it matters if you open it up and build it. it's gonna hold its value.
We've had a couple of built ones in the store. In fact, we might now. I'm not sure. All right, let's talk controversy. They've recently changed the minifig representation of the VIP from red to blue. What's your thought on that?
I don't have a thought on it.
You heard it here, folks. The controversy.
I could care less.
They gave me one last time I went to this Lego store. They gave me a blue keychain. It's like, what is this? It says the VIP. It's like, I thought it was red, and it's blue now. So on their website, everything's blue. So
I think that something's only controversial if you make it controversial. So you could make a big deal about this.
Okay, I'm gonna write a 15-page blog about my rant.
You didn't prepare me for that question, so I'll try to form an opinion on it.
No, I'll give you your opinion.
We'll follow it up. I think you should ask people for comments.
I should. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Red or blue?
Take a poll.
Take a poll.
Blue's my favorite color. So
okay.
I guess I would like blue.
Okay.
What's your favorite color, Justin?
I like blue. I was introduced to the red. I'm used to seeing red. Oh, that's the VIP color. Now it's blue. I gotta change my mindset. I don't like change, Chris. That's not true.
I'm looking around at what we have left, and we actually have some really interesting things.
We've saved some of the weirdest, rarest stuff for last.
This one is very strange. Very, very strange, but extremely cool at the same time. This is the Lego Forma Koi. They don't even have a picture of it on the box, which is weird. They don't have a picture of what it looks like, but it's on a pedestal, and it's got gears that make it turn, and it's got a crank.
It's one of those kinesthetic models.
Yeah, it's more or less a Technic style set.
It's a very smooth swimming action. You crank it, right,
And if you look it up and see where it came from and why they made it, it was an Indiegogo crowdfunding set that they wanted to see if adults would be interested in buying display models, which they didn't have to go through all this. I could have told them. I could have told them yes. Your average person didn't even know this was on Indiegogo to begin with. So I don't think they've made very many of these at all. This is a sealed one. It seems like the people who actually did buy them didn't even open them because most of them we're getting in are sealed.
I've never seen one built except on a video when people reviewed it.
We've gotten them in built, but we get more in sealed.
Okay.
But we never have more than one at a time. This is really rare to even have them in. This is up to $250 now. I think it's just going to keep going up.
And this is the complete set, right? It was the one model and 3 skins.
Yeah, these skins are... This one came with a skin.
For the Koi, right?
The Koi.
And they're vinyl, right? They're high-quality vinyl that they use for Ninjago wings.
Yeah,
okay.
Like the plastic, I think.
Yes.
And then you can make the shark... And then the black and white Koi skin.
Which you could color. The idea was you colored it yourself. And then whatever, like, arty kind of weird fish.
And these just for the skin is $100 each. Yeah. Is what the online marketplace prices are.
These are unopened, and I mean, I guess everything's exclusive about it because it's exclusive skin.
Oh yeah.
Exclusive print on that, and then these little pin things were only for Forma, right? Or have they used these before?
Oh wow, yeah. I can't say that I ever noticed that before, but yeah.
I remember when people...
it was to hold the skins on. You can hear them inside there.
I remember when these came out, watching people review it. Everyone thought this was kind of strange that Lego even did this, because...
It was strange that they did the crowdfunding on Indiegogo. Yeah.
I mean, you're Lego. You're one of the largest toy companies in the world. Why do you need to crowdfund it? But I guess that was a cheap way to poll people?
And I guess. Well, the crowdfunding is you're selling it before you make it.
Yeah.
So we've done it with a couple of our sets. Actually, our Daleks was successful on
Kickstarter. Okay.
Yeah, we put it on Kickstarter and we raised $1,000, and then we didn't have to go invest in all those kits without knowing that it's going to be popular.
Yes. Yeah.
So they did the same thing with that, but I think their target marketplace was already on their own website.
Yeah.
So I don't think they needed to go to Indiegogo, because Indiegogo also takes a percentage.
The critique of these at the time is that they were way too expensive for what it was. For the amount of pieces you got and for what was included. I think it's just under 300 pieces, and I think these were like $40.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, it's
45
above normal 10
back
cent
then,
per part, but
and then
that's not that much.
The skins were like 15 or 20 each. They were expensive for what you got, at least at the time.
But it's adults, and adults have more money than kids.
Yeah. So it was definitely geared toward adults, and it was really cool. I kind of am kicking myself I didn't get one.
Yeah, those were neat.
All right.
And then we've got some misprints.
All right.
So we get a lot of misprints in, and then we get a lot of people that try to sell us their misprints. We don't usually buy or trade for misprints from people because they want too much money for them. It's hard to value misprints. There's usually one or two people out there that want a misprint. A misprint is a lesson for a whole nother day. We could go into that a lot. Like this misprint here, we've had for a couple months.
That's Legolas?
Yeah.
The Legolas minifigure?
And it's actually just an ugly, ugly misprint. They got some of the plastic paint from his ears. So his hair is a blonde hair, and they paint the ears flesh colored, right? They splashed a bunch of paint on the side of his. They missed the ear and just splashed
like a war
bunch
wound,
on
like
there.
he got his head shaved.
Yeah, it's just so ugly. It's just gross looking, kind of.
But some people want misprints.
Some people want the misprints. They want it. This is unique.
It's one of a kind. It is literally one of a kind.
Yeah, so that's $30. I think that's probably a $10 to $15 minifigure. So, in general, misprints usually double the price, depending on what it is. Some misprints could make it very expensive. It could take a $10 figure and make it $100 if it's a good misprint.
It's a cool looking.
Yeah, if it's a. We had a misprinted Cloud City Boba Fett, the original, and that really cool Mandalorian patch he has on his arm was not printed on his arm. The blank patch was there, but not the print. And, I mean, I would be extremely disappointed if I got that minifigure and it didn't have that cool
But
patch.
then didn't we get a Rex or somebody where the print on his helmet was lower and it kind of made it look cooler?
Yeah, sometimes the lower prints do make it look cooler. We've got some upstairs right now, some clone helmets that have, I think it's the Airborne Trooper, the 212th Airborne Trooper has everything lower on it. Sometimes it makes it look worse, sometimes it makes it look better, but those are popular for clones because it makes it a unique clone in your army.
Yes.
You know, whereas they don't all look alike.
Yeah. The machining process that created this whoopsie, does that happen again? Can that same, like, yes, this is one of a kind, but do you see the same types of misprints?
I've never seen this misprint.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't see the same misprints over and over again. That's what makes it collectible or rare.
So, like with the clone helmet where it's too low, will you see it too low again, or sometimes it's too high or off to the side?
That would be the most common misprint that we see is just not where they forget to print something, but just where the print
misaligned.
Is misaligned.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And a lot. So we get most of our misprints that we just find them in bulk collections. So somebody got them in a Lego set. They didn't realize it was a misprint. They traded in their figures, and we were looking through them. And we look at the same stuff day in and day out. When there's a misprint, we see it.
Yeah.
We found a Yoda, Clone Wars Yoda, a pretty common figure. It's the one we have on the wall there. The colors are off. The colors are very vibrant colors compared to the normal colors, and it makes him a misprinted figure. And he's going to be worth twice as much as normal.
Really?
The brown printing, there's 2 shades of brown on his tunic under his robe. And they're vibrant shades of brown instead of the normal shades of brown. So it's really strange. And you can't, a lot of times, they are just one-off things. You can't find them on the internet. And it takes a trained eye to really look at it and say, yeah, this is a misprint, and then say that it is a good misprint, a bad misprint, and then to kind of assign it a value.
Yeah.
The value really is truly what somebody's willing to pay for it. And you just don't know what somebody's willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
I've seen misprints sell in the hundreds of dollars, and then I've seen them sell $30 because it's just ugly.
Yeah, war wound Legolas.
But this is, make no mistake, this is a one of a kind and truly unique. So if you like misprints, this is the one for you. Last week we got a Lego movie set, and we would have had it here in this podcast if we still had it. but it was a Lego movie from the original Lego movie. Just a generic set, nothing special. I can't remember which one it was. It didn't have Emmett in it, but it had Chris Pratt's autograph.
Mm-hmm.
And the kid who traded the set in told me where his parents got it from. It was a legitimate source. And then I had to go online and compare that Chris Pratt's autograph to his real autograph and make sure that it's legit. I've never seen, and you can't find that set with Chris Pratt's autograph on it. Like, if I were to have Chris Pratt sign this, that would be a one-of-a-kind thing.
Yeah.
Right? How do you assign a value to that?
Yeah.
So you get the value of the set, and then you have the value of what Chris Pratt's autograph sells for on anything. And then you put the two together, and you've got a value.
Okay.
But you've also got to make sure that it's real.
Yeah.
And you have to have a story to go along with it to kind of confirm that, yeah, this is the real deal. It takes a trained eye. We get a lot of things in that are not real, and we just can't, sometimes we cannot figure them out.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody could shed some light on this Padme Amidala.
What's wrong with her?
Everything says Lego on it. The arms say Lego. The hands say Lego. The legs say Lego. Everything says Lego, but the quality of the plastic is terrible.
Oh, yeah.
And we got 2 of them. And it was from a big collection that we bought recently. And the guy I got these from, maybe I should ask him about them.
You can tell just by feeling it.
The plastic is not right. It's not right, and we compared it to a real regular Padme of the same mold, and the quality of the plastic is totally different. I mean, I've never actually seen Lego plastic of that quality.
Yeah, it's got that milky consistency.
Everything has the Lego mold on it, the Lego print on it. Even the arms, on the inside of the arms. So I believe this was made with a Lego mold. I don't know if it was if they're prototypes or what.
Yeah, maybe they're testing a cheaper plastic.
So these are potentially fake minifigures.
Yeah.
But I've heard about it, but I haven't actually seen fakes that say Lego on them.
Mm-hmm.
So they're potentially fake, or they're potentially prototypes, which could make them super expensive.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
This is the kind of thing I just keep on my desk and in a bag. Now, the bag I wrote on it says fake because we're leaning towards it being fake.
Mm-hmm.
But the more I think about it, I think maybe they're prototypes. If anybody's watching this and they have any idea, let us know. I don't think the camera could actually pick up the quality
you have
of
to
these,
hold it.
But it really is just like the fake Lego minifigures
yes.
that you get. But everything says Lego on it. And then we also found these in a bulk collection recently. These are Lego clone helmets with no print on them.
And they're orange.
They're orange, yeah. So these could either be a prototype. I haven't looked them up yet, but they could be a prototype, or they could be misprints where they didn't print on them. They did make this in orange.
They did, okay.
Yeah. So they're either misprints or they're prototypes. I just haven't gotten around to looking those up yet. But those will be, the fact that they're blank will make them, should make them pretty expensive.
We've got just a couple of more, some shiny shinies.
More. I love these. These are the older Adventures plaques. They're called the Sun Discs.
Mm-hmm.
They're from 1999. And that actually is a really good deal because a brand new Sun Disc on Bricklink is like $10, maybe more. And those are obviously brand new because they've never been taken off the sprue. And you would only get something like that from the factory direct.
Yeah.
That's just an odd thing.
So when you got these in the set, they were already desprued.
You got one.
You got
one,
okay.
and it was desprued. Yeah.
That's a word now. Desprued.
Desprued, yeah. Sounds like a DJ name.
It's DJ Desprued.
Desprued.
That's your DJ name. This is $120 for a mint condition, still on the sprues. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16.
16 of them. I mean, so that's actually cheaper than you would buy them for individually.
Separately, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe
that
the
is
price
gorgeous.
needs to go up on that. I don't know.
All right, let's scratch that out right now.
And then
That's so freaky.
We've got a couple of
2x4
left.
flesh brick.
This was super cool. So this is an example of something you can... Lego never made a 2x4 brick in light flesh that actually came out in a set. I think they're calling it light nougat now. It's an ugly brick.
It's weird.
Because of its color. And if you look on Bricklink, somebody has 661 of these for sale, and it's somewhere between $5 and $10 each. We placed an order on Bricklink, and they sent us this for free. Mm-hmm. And it's a cool free gift. A lot of times you get, for some reason, from Lego Bricklink orders that come from Germany, they give us gummy bears. Just these tiny little packs of gummy bears. You get like 5 gummy bears, and we eat them. I mean, they're legit. Sometimes people give us fresh baked cookies in with a Bricklink order.
Really?
And I actually ate it.
How'd you feel hours later?
Felt fine.
Okay.
But anyhow, so the way you would get these is a Lego master builder that works for Lego can ask Lego to make something like this in a specific color that Lego doesn't normally make, and they give it to just that master builder. So if he says, hey, I need 100 of these, maybe they can't make 100 at a time. Maybe they have to do like 300 at a time. So they'll give him 300 of them, and then he has 200 left over. What's he do with those? I don't know. Somebody got them, and they're selling them on Bricklink, but they're also giving them away on Bricklink, which is pretty cool.
These are model builders that work for Lego, and they build like promotional things like the giant models outside of stores or Legoland.
Yeah,
places
so you
like
can
that.
see why if they're building a Batman,
yes,
they need light flesh bricks to make a Batman.
Make his face.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could see that coming in handy in that color. And then that was another piece they gave us. I didn't look that up to see if it only came, if it's the same thing. Lego never made it, but I don't think Lego ever made a trans yellow 1x6 plate. They gave us both of these for free.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice. And we have some of these types of items in bulk that Lego never made. That we do sell them on Bricklink, or we just have them and we give them away for free when people do tours and stuff.
Because you're sweet like that.
Yeah.
Two more things.
Two more things here. This is a chrome Bionicle mask. It was in a bulk Lego collection. It's super hard to miss because it's chrome.
How did it survive in that good a condition in a bulk?
And this is in very, very good condition. I don't know, because the chrome scratches very easily.
Yeah. And that's not scratched at all.
Yeah, it is really nice. And this is, of all the exclusive items, this is a really good one to have on this podcast, because you could only buy this in a set available at Universal stores, Universal Studios stores. I don't know if I've ever been in a Universal store. You know, they could only be at malls or something.
Yeah.
Right? Or at Universal Studios.
So they did some weird promotion with Universal?
And
how did you get that? So
it was in a bulk Lego collection, just sitting
no,
in
I mean,
the collection.
how would you get it back then?
Oh, so it was in what was called a power pack. 2000, I don't know. I can't remember, 2011 maybe. No, older than that.
Okay.
2001 possibly. Okay. And it was called the Power Pack. You got a CD. Bionicle liked having CDs in their sets. And then you got one of the older models, Bionicle figures, and then you got this mask.
Okay.
And it was super exclusive. So this one's $50, which I've seen some Bionicle masks sell for hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
And in fact, there's a titanium one out there that's worth, like, it's the most expensive Lego piece apparently
ever made.
Ever made. But anyhow, I have all the confidence in the world this is going to go up in value.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's a neat one. And then to find it in bulk, just a bulk Lego collection is just awesome, because a lot of this stuff we actually pay top dollar for to get it, because people know what they have. This here is probably our most expensive. One of the most expensive or exclusive items we have in the store. I don't think it's out there on the interweb how many of these were made, but the Boba Fett himself is worth at least $100 last time I checked, but it might have gone up since then. He's probably $200 now.
He's the all-white Boba Fett.
And when George Lucas was selling Star Wars to the studios, he had an artist named Ralph McQuarrie do concept art of the different characters. He did C-3PO, Chewbacca, Boba Fett, and they all looked, compared to what we recognize them as, they all looked super weird. But Boba Fett actually looked very similar. He was just all white.
Yeah.
And so that it's the that's why they call him the prototype. It was a prototype concept art of Boba Fett.
And I read that the initial design by the artist anyway was that they were going to be this elite force within the clone troopers, within the stormtroopers.
So that would
and
make
that's why
sense
he's
that
white.
he's
Yeah.
white. Yeah. And the book that it comes with, you've actually done a video.
Yes, there's a
is
whole
that
review
on
of
YouTube?
it. Yes. Yep.
So people can find that out there on the internet.
I flipped through this entire book, so you get to, very carefully get to see every page.
It's super high quality.
Yeah.
And unique.
It's embossed. All the pages are
Yeah.
embossed. It's really nice. How did you get this?
Well,
Where did this come from?
So the guy I got it from told me that, and I didn't know the value of it when I got it. I just knew the value, estimate value based on the value of that minifigure. But I had never seen it before. So he told me that I think he went on a tour of the Lego headquarters up in Connecticut. And when they were done the tour, they said, hey, here's this room, this exclusive shopping room, and you can take an item, any item you want. Just take one item. And he took this.
Whoa. Yeah. How did he get a tour of the Lego headquarters?
Well, I guess that's okay to say it, but without giving his name away, but I believe he's one of the guys who might have made some of the exclusive printed Comic-Con figures early on.
Oh, okay.
So I'm guessing some of the first ones probably like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago.
Okay, so he was a third-party person that they hired, and because he worked for them,
to print on those, yeah,
he got to go
they
there.
signed contracts that are, say, hey, you'll never talk about this. You're gonna make 500 of these, and we get all 500, and you destroy the print, and you're never to print these again. And so that's. He never told me that, but I'm just speculating based on information that I'm putting together. So when I first got this, which was a few years ago, I didn't actually put it out for sale because I didn't know what it was worth, and I couldn't find it on the internet. Now, I guess a couple of them are starting to come out, and one sold recently for $3,000.
Wow.
Yeah. Bricklink actually has it listed now.
They do?
Yeah,
Okay.
and they didn't before. And they actually do say, they have a note on there that says this was an exclusive gift given to top fans or something. I don't know. So I really don't know how you were to get this back in the day. We are missing a insert here, and at some point in time, it probably slid out. But it's just like, it says, 2 pieces or the set number, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, it had the warning.
Yeah, like the warning.
That's
on
right.
it.
When I did the review, it had it in there. So
really,
it was in there. Yeah. Uh-oh. Maybe it slipped inside? Did I put it inside the? Oh, okay.
There is a slip in there, but it's not that one. So we actually, somebody saw they must have seen the YouTube thing that you did, or they saw it on Beyond the Brick. I think I showed this on the Beyond the Brick tour that we did a month ago. And somebody emailed us just last week, and they were like, send it to me. I want to buy it for $2,500.
Really?
And then I was like, well, let me take pictures and send it to you because it's not mint. It's, it's got these micro scratches that these get, And so I sent him pictures of it, and he was like, oh, where's the insert? And I was like, well, I didn't know it had an insert. And then he sent me a picture of the insert. It's just a piece of paper.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's basically the warning they put on the boxes.
Yeah, but I guess it's not complete without it.
Oh.
And so he didn't buy it.
It must have slipped behind the counter or something. We gotta go look. We gotta tear that wall apart now. It was there when I put it back.
Wait.
It was there when
you were the last one.
No.
To handle it. And I think that's it. I think
everything.
We covered everything in this episode. 2 months from now, we'll have totally different stuff.
Yeah.
So
we could do one of these podcasts every couple of months.
Yeah. And again, most of these items were like free gifts, but we're gonna do one on
just gift with purchase.
Just free gifts with purchase eventually.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing all this awesome stuff with us. Listen to us if you want to just hear our golden voices, or you can watch as normal. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and if you are subscribed, thank you so much. Get that word out there. Atlanta Brick Co. We're here for you. Peace.